Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here.
Hello. Have a good one.
Christopher, so far so good. Mike, Aberitus, Johnny, Warwick, good evening. Camping, I'll invite the character once you rename it. I thought it said small hips, which would have been okay, but it says something else. And so I can only invite it to the guild if it has a different name. As much as it tickles the 12-year-old inside of me. Yeah, I got a pass, brother. I sound a little better. It's just because I've been awake, you know, and like things have drained, mucus has been ejected in all of its foul formations, and yeah, I feel alive, and that's about as good as I can say. Well, I feel like tonight won't be as bad as last night, so I'm hoping I can get some better sleep. I've also re-upped my meds, so I have a full thing of Dayquil and a full thing of NyQuil. Whereas last night I realized, and so I'm stupid. So when I see medicine that's blue, my mind tells me, hey, blue medicine, that's nighttime medicine. No, that's not how it works anymore. I was taking Dayquil all night last night. It was all I had left, so it was unavoidable because my coughing was like out of control. But yeah, I was taking Dayquil all night last night, which might have contributed to the fact that I was having trouble sleeping. You know what I mean? Yeah, the colors lie. Right. They make them the same. You can get them in any color you want now, and it's like the Dayquil and the NyQuil are both blue for the one that I had. Or you can have them both be orange, and to me orange is the daytime color. And so, yeah. Johnny, we are layered. We're so layered, man. There's like a layer for every 5 people. It's sad, isn't it? Don't you wish we were playing an MMO where you could see some people around you? Like, level 3. Here's the problem. There are more than 50 people who are just level 3. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Alex, welcome. It's getting late for you there. I guess it's a Saturday though, right? That's good. Yeah, so now I have NyQuil and Dayquil. Hey there. And now I can take the NyQuil at night. And maybe by doing so, I can buy myself some sleep, you know what I mean? Okay, so we have the farm stuff to do. The exciting farm stuff. Before we do any of that, I want to pick up skinning and I want to pick up herbalism. So we can get that going. We'll do that while people come into the stream. Yeah, it's like there's hundreds and hundreds of people, and so like they have to layer, but part of it sucks because then you want to be next to somebody when you're next to them, you know? You want to be with somebody when you're there, and that's not how it is right now. Daniel, so many people have gone down, man. Oh, it's been a horror show. We lose people all the time. Alex lost his warrior in SFK on stream. Oh, it was bad. But it's all part of it. I do have mail. You're right. It's all part of it. You know, people are gonna die.
Hey there.
I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. We're all gonna die. None of us are getting out of this hardcore game alive. I need to buy a skinning knife also. That would be a really good idea. Let's check the mail. We'll get a skinning knife and then we'll make our way up to the herbalist. And Mike lost his pally also in a dungeon run. Right, so dungeons are more dangerous than I was giving them credit for. I'm good on wands. I appreciate it. I'm gonna return just because I'm good. Let's see, what do we got? We got stuff. We got other stuff. I got bags. 8 slot bags now. We're moving up in the world really quickly. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate that. That's awesome. We're moving up. What else do we have? Level 9, level 7, level 9. Okay, cool. There we go. Level 7. Johnny, you need a wand? I can, why don't you invite me to a group? I'll give you this one. Oh, I returned it. Shit. Sorry. If I had known you needed it, man, I should have grabbed it. I would have grabbed it and given it to you. I just pressed return on it out of habit. Yeah, otherwise I could have grabbed it and just handed it to you. We could have grouped up. Sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about you. I kind of miss having the other colors of bags, though, you know? Karen, good evening. All is okay. I've been sick. So I might sound a little off. I might be a little off because of the medication that I'm on. Whereas normally I don't really medicate for colds. This one has been particularly heinous and has required the Dayquil and now the NyQuil for nighttime. I learned that not all blue medicine is nighttime medicine. That sometimes they make blue medicine that's for the daytime. That's what I learned. And so you got to look at the label and make sure you're not taking Dayquil all night long, wondering why you can't get to sleep.
What can I do for you?
Nope, I want herbalism.
How are you?
Boop. Jackie, good evening.
See you later.
One Night in Paris, thanks for being here. Shadow is awesome. We're gonna grab Spirit Tap first, but then we're gonna jump into Discipline to grab Improved Wands. After we have Improved Wands, we're gonna go like full Shadow. So yeah, it's one of my favorite classes. It's my favorite caster class. Because we're like a melee caster. We can stand in melee, and we can just power word shield and wand things down. And I like a melee caster. It's really the only caster that I really like because of that. You know what I didn't do, guys? I didn't buy a skinning knife at all. So yeah, I'm still out of it. I would have forgot to buy a skinning knife even on my best day. But I'm still kind of out of it. Look at all that inventory space. It's beautiful, isn't it, to see this big empty inventory? Now we have to work to keep it that way. Probably starting with getting rid of the Darnassian blue. Guys.
Looking for something
let's go ahead. Can I still send these to somebody else? Like, can I send these to a bank alt even though I've already equipped them? They're not like soulbound or anything. Maybe I should just fire those off to my bank alt. That's awesome. I usually vendor old bags. I never really thought that I should be sending them off to my bank alt. I'd never thought about it.
King's honor, friend.
Skinning knife. I got it. Cool. We did it! Alright, first boss down. We remembered to buy a skinning knife. And we got herbalism, so we are good there. Let's go ahead and track herbs. And let's head down here. We'll do the farm stuff and get that going first. Starting over this way. And we'll kind of fight anything that's in our way as we go. Yeah, Patrick, it was close. We almost ended up on a paladin. We almost went paladin. If I had gone by the poll, if I had gone by the results of the poll, we'd have ended up on a dwarf paladin. But like ultimately, I just couldn't do it. When it came time, I couldn't pull the trigger on the paladin. Maybe one day I'll be ready to do that again. But as it turns out, even though it was a seed in my mind, the seed had not gestated yet. But I definitely missed our priest who I got killed by Morladim. So yeah, should be good. Oh, the war! I gotta do the thing. I tried to name the stream different so people kind of got the idea this was for the evening stream. Warrior is fine. We'll be playing on the priest on the PM streams, and I'll pin this, and maybe people will see it. Yeah, so that's kind of my plan. No, the Warrior's fine. The Warrior's going to be for the mainstream. Anytime I can get on in the evenings, which isn't usually every day. But anytime I can get on in the evenings, I want to do the priest. We might be here for a minute because I might use this as the opportunity to get our skinning up to 75. This is the best early game like farm for skinning that I've come across, at least. I'm gonna take the you snooze, you lose philosophy to this area right now. Because I know like not everyone's a skinner, but some people probably are. If I see people skinning, I won't skin the things that they're near. But if I don't see them skinning, I'm gonna skin every freaking boar in this freaking place. The Wendigo Cave is good, but a little more dangerous. Yeah, exactly. These guys are non-aggressive, so I can just stand here, you know? I don't have to worry about getting attacked. Yeah, Alex is right. It has infinite leather. Exactly. And you don't have to really work for it most of the time. Like, I want to fight some of these guys. Sure, I would love to get some kill XP right now, too. But we don't have to, really. Because most of these people are not doing the skinning thing. You know, they're just doing whatever they're doing. If I run out of corpses to skin, then we fight something. If we run out of corpses to skin. We have competition, guys. We have competition. Now he's doing the same thing we're doing. He's not killing these things. He's skinning them. We got someone's tipped off to what's going on here. And so this will be the opportunity for us to fight a few things. When we're kind of just like not able to just go skin everybody else's kills. Level 17 Shaman, the Ramstein lover? Rip, man. I'm sorry, brother. You gotta go again. It's all you can do. It's all we know how to do. I think we scared him away. It's technically way too late to have coffee, but yeah, it's Saturday, I guess. I'm sure the NyQuil will counteract it, right? I'm sure the NyQuil later will counteract the coffee. It's probably fine. It's probably healthier this way. A lot of these people are they're not looting their bodies, their corpses, and I find that really, really, really toxic. Please loot all of your bodies for us poor skinners, so that we can come behind you and we can pick up the money that you're leaving on the ground. Please loot all of your bodies. Yeah, Patrick, we did get the guild going today. Yep, we did. There we go. What are we up to? We got 42 members total. We got 13 online right now. Yeah, we got it going. So I've been sick today. And we started the morning stream on the Warrior, and I almost got us killed in Durnhold Keep. And then after almost getting us killed in Durnhold, I decided to pivot and start up the character over here a little bit early. I didn't think I would start this character until Monday night. But yeah, I have been under the weather, and I didn't want to get the Warrior killed. Whitney, happy Saturday. Thanks for being here. Alex, you're gonna report the people who don't loot? We should. Yeah, we should. Yeah, it's trolling, it's toxic. Toxic player behavior. Leaving loot on a corpse that I could otherwise skin. Yeah, absolutely toxic. Tonight will tell. Like, I don't think I'm getting worse. Yeah, I think if I was getting worse, I probably wouldn't be able to be here right now. I was able to go on a walk, a neighborhood walk with my son and with my little dog, and that didn't devastate me. I was able to make dinner and then eat dinner, and then that didn't devastate me. And yeah, I feel medicated, but otherwise well enough. I didn't weight lift today. I was gonna make myself lift. And then I was like, Robert, a doctor would probably tell you that a neighborhood walk is fine, but that you shouldn't do any super strenuous activity. How about you just put chest day off till tomorrow, brother? And so I took that advice, and I didn't lift today. It didn't bother me nearly as much as it would have bothered me 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I would have done it no matter what. We're at 41. This is probably not the most exciting content. You know what? It's probably more exciting to watch than fishing. It feels more fun to do than fishing. That's for sure. Yeah, there are a lot of people that aren't looting their stuff. Part of me thinks it's intentional. Part of me knows they probably just don't have a lot of bag space. Damn players, stealing all my skins. Look at this guy, he's doing the same thing. We're just running around taking all the skins. I'd like to fight some, but when there's so much skin on the ground, I can't stop. Oh look, didn't loot. Oh my god. These vile people. Didn't loot. It's a disproportionate number of boars that are not looted. It almost does feel like it's intentional, doesn't it? Like, can you imagine someone who sees the two of us running around doing this, and then they're like, you know what? You know how I'm gonna get back at them? I'm not gonna loot these corpses. I'm not gonna loot them. It sounds like something that a player might do. It sounds like a real thing that someone could intentionally be doing. It's probably one person doing it, not looted. Johnny, you're almost at 1 gold. Just doing this, doing the skinning game. Yeah, it can be very lucrative. Okay, here, I'll fight one. No, he's fighting it. See, he had the same thought. He's like, okay, I'll fight one. Okay, I'll fight one. He's also a priest. Yeah, they probably don't have bag space. No, I think some of them are doing it intentionally, and then other people don't have bag space. That's probably, but there's a lot of them. Like, if you kill a couple and you don't have bag space, you should peel out. It was a lot of kills. Because the quest here, you only need like 4 meat or 5 meat. The quest here, that if they were questing, it doesn't call for a lot of drops. There's just a disproportionate amount of bodies. There, Alex is right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There is a vendor. Exactly, right here. Yeah, look, there he is. Operation High Jump, it's going okay. I'm sick today. I'm under the weather, as I'm sure you can tell. But other than that, it's been good. We haven't gotten the warrior killed yet, and now we're on Defias Pilager server. And we got the guild going earlier over here, so that's really awesome. Super happy to have the guild going. I feel like we've made it into a phase with like less players and less enemies. Unless someone is beating me to all these corpses. Oh god, they're all skin. Everyone here is a skinner. We might peel out. We're at 60 out of 75. At the moment, like everybody here is skinning everything. Yeah, not a lot of people are leaving stuff behind right now. Yeah, Johnny, we just started it this morning. Instead of getting the warrior killed, I decided to do this. So we're keeping the warrior safe by like me not playing it while I'm on Dayquil and on like little sleep. We had a close call in Durnhold. I think it was like 5 guys I aggroed. 2 of them were casters. Luckily, we didn't get stunned, and I was able to run behind all the buildings, and somehow I leashed them. I thought for sure we were dead. And so after that, I knew that I couldn't stay on the warrior this morning. Alright, let's take the quest. We can always come back, and we can do a little bit more skinning later on. Eventually some of these people will peel out.
Hello. See you around.
Let's go ahead and sell.
See you around.
Nice, man. You guys had a hike? That sounds awesome. We haven't been on a hike since like before summer really set in. The last time we went on a hike would have been like when it was still spring weather. And then we kind of decided that we just hate the heat and that we're not tolerant of the heat. And besides neighborhood walks, we haven't gotten to go on a hike. And we have some really nice trails like pretty close to us that we were frequenting until it got just way too hot to be alive.
Well met. Farewell. You need something? Have a good one.
I feel like our herbalism is going to be way behind our skinning. Yeah, It's probably going to lag pretty far behind.
Good day to you. Have a good one. See you later.
Agent Ed, your children infected you too? Yeah. Yeah, my kid got... He spent 4 days in school before he brought home this virus. Literally, it was like... It's week 1, day 1, 4 days in, he was sick. And it didn't seem like it affected him as bad as it's affecting me. Usually it's the opposite. Usually if he gets something, then I get like a lesser version of it. But this time, like, yeah, he didn't spend any nights up all night coughing his lungs out like I did. He was able to, like, sleep through his nights even when he was sick. Granted, I gave him a little bit of cold medicine, but, like, I gave myself plenty. But then again, I discovered that I was taking Dayquil and not NyQuil, so that it could have just been that. Maybe I would have slept and stopped waking up, hacking my lungs out had I been taking NyQuil and not Dayquil.
Be careful.
Could be a me thing. Yeah, Herbalism, I'll probably have more luck with herbing nodes when I'm playing during the day, but if I keep this character on the PM streams, then I don't know how I'll get it leveled. Obviously, people are going to be playing more this time of day. I have to remind myself sometimes that, like, I'm kind of the anomaly that, like, plays during the morning and, like, early afternoon, that not as many people do that. And that most people play during this time of day, a time that I usually reserve for, like, not playing. I have to remind myself of that, because I do forget. And then I get on and I'm like, oh my god, I'm seeing more people. Yeah, Johnny, that's where I'm going to be at. Yeah, Herbalism is 9, skinning is maxed out on rank 1. Yeah, we're going to have 1 Herbalism and we're going to have 75 skinning. And then we have to make our way, over to the trainer. Yeah, I'm already going to cap out. I should have done this quest first. Before capping out. He wants the meat pie. Now we have to fight a few of them. I know, right? You think Irby will go better in Dunmorrow, Alex? I hope so. I don't want to leave it behind. Oh god, oh man. Okay, even though we're gonna be capped out, I can't stop skinning. If they're just laying here on the ground, like, I can't stop. I gotta go train the other rank soon. 72, 73. Okay, let's complete the quest. I can always come back here. Yeah, I can always come back here after we train. But it's money at the same time. It's still just money on the ground. Mike, what's going on with your internet, man? Don't tell me your internet's down. Oh god, your internet's down, isn't it? Just bad services? Oh, okay. Well, it's better than it just being out completely. In my past, I've had, like, ISPs that have just, like, done maintenance at random times. Sometimes they would just take you offline. They'd be like, oh, we're doing a scheduled maintenance. Scheduled maintenance. That doesn't happen so much anymore, but back in the day it happened, like, all the time. I used to have a provider, like, in my 20s, when I was roomed up with my friend, we had a provider called Wide Open West. That was our ISP. It was WOW. They abbreviated it to WOW. It was Wide Open West. And it felt like every major launch night, or like soon after a major launch night, we'd be like midnight, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, because we kind of worked like late shift jobs. And then our ISP would take the service down for scheduled maintenance for the rest of the night. And it would always be in like big hype moments for WoW that this would happen to us. We'd be like playing, and be like midnight, boom. Internet down. Scheduled maintenance. Be back up tomorrow at 6 a.m. It seemed to happen every time there was like a big release. We got the 4 out of 4. Let's take this over to her. And then maybe we even hearth back. Just so we can quickly get the next rank of skinning. Amy, you're taking off? Have a good flight. You should sleep. I see that you're logged into your creator account right now as well. I'm going to make this creator account a moderator also, so that I can see that you are in blue. Oops, that didn't do it. Add as moderator. Boop, boop. Love you. Have a good flight. Eat some crackers, pretzels, whatever they give you.
Safe travels.
Favorite expansion? Burning
See you
Crusade.
around.
Burning Crusade, but probably because we didn't get enough time with Burning Crusade Classic. I'm nostalgic for it because we didn't get enough time with it. I could have swore I turned on my action bars earlier and it didn't keep them turned on. It shows them. Oh, I need to. Why is it not showing them though? I have always show checked. You guys can see that, except it's not always showing them. So weird. I have to uncheck and recheck. I don't like it. Yeah, and now I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I was hearthing, and I wanted to pull this out to the bar. Better to be blue than blue in the face. Yep. Yeah. You were my one and only, honey. For a while you were. Now I got other mods. And they ban people for me too.
How are you? See you around. Safe travels. See you later.
Alright, let's go level up our skinning. So we can keep that going. Gotcha, Alex. Favorite boss encounter? I can tell you my least favorite. Erigal. Least favorite, Erigal. Most favorite? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Need help? Have a good one.
Do I want to do fishing on this character? I don't know. I've not been fishing recently at all. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Enzo, check the note out up top. I got a note up there. A little posted note. Pertains to the warrior. I gave myself a blister while cooking dinner. It's on my thumb. It's right where I hit the space key to jump. I now have like a blister on my thumb. Yeah, it's sad. At least it wasn't my mouse thumb. That would be like very inconvenient.
You need something?
Yeah, for like lore reasons, like the Lich King fight was really good.
See you around. Have a good
I guess I was trying to think about it like mechanically, and I'm like, man, do I even remember like mechanics from boss fights anymore? And I guess I don't really remember mechanics from boss fights.
Honor, friend. Or the Alliance. Go with honor, friend.
Not from like the old raids anyway. Paul, that's awesome, man. Yeah, you're at pace with our warrior. That's good to hear. It's a really powerful class. People say that it's the hardest to keep alive, which I can see why. You know, it can't heal, it doesn't have bubbles. But if you focus on just killing stuff as quickly as you can, as safely as you can, it's an awesome class for hardcore. Thanks for being here and checking out the stream. One day I'll figure out what people do at the Darkmoon Faire. 20 years you think I would have like investigated or clicked on some of the NPCs or anything like that. And to this day, I can't say that I've done anything at the Darkmoon Faire except to run through it. So like, no doubt I'm missing out on something cool. The music is certainly cool. Get the Darkmoon buff. Oh, that was the DM buff. Who was telling me about the DM buff earlier? And I kept trying to think, I'm like, what do they mean? What do they mean, DM? Dead Mines, there's a buff. I don't know how to get it. I can snag a 2-hour 10% damage buff. Okay, well see, when you say it like that, it sounds really good. When someone says get the DM buff, I'm like, get the damn buff? What? What damn buff? I don't know of the damn buff that I'm missing. Now I understand. DM, Darkmoon, not direct message, not Dead Mines, not damn, Darkmoon. If you said DMF, like, then I might have connected the dots. Nah, I probably would have been just as stupid. Skybeam, yes we do. We started it today. Okay, how do I get said buff? Is it this person? Oh god, what are they gonna want me to do?
What's up?
Nope, that's not it.
Keep it real.
Let's see. Talk to Sage. Sage. A knoll. Aha. What? Wait. Explain to me why their own UI isn't working. Explain to me why the in-game UI is broken. I need to pick a specific option for damage buffs. Yeah, I can't even see all the options. Project Symbiote, it's going well. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Top answers give you the top answers, multiple answers, or top answer? Top one. Okay. Oh god. Did we do it? We did it. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah, 10% is pretty huge, right? This just applies to all damage. How is it that it's not even specific? It doesn't have to be like spell damage or physical damage, it just can be damage. That's interesting. Yeah, Patrick, 20 years later, I never knew either. Apparently it's also really easy just to go grab it. As long as you know like where the answers lead you. Every 4 hours I can do it, so it's a 2-hour buff, but I can only get it every 4 hours. Alright. So for me, it'll be like once a day I'll get it, right? How long does the fair go on? How long does it last? I'm assuming the fair is a limited time event. The other cool thing about playing on Defias Pilager is that since it's actually in my time zone, we might get to see like sunset light. Hell, if I can stay up late enough someday, we might even get to see Azeroth at night. A lot of you guys get to experience this, but understand that like I hardly ever get to play at night. Because nighttime in Azeroth is like 9 o'clock server time, and I hardly ever play that late. So I don't get to see Azeroth at night very often. I don't even get to see sunset light very often, so it's kind of a treat whenever I can play when the game is in like a different skybox. Oh yeah, we did level. I might have gear in my bags, yeah. Thank you, absolutely. What was it? It was the robes. Awesome. Oh, it wasn't a robe, it's a tunic. That's right, that's right. I do like the tunic and trousers for my casters. Robes are fine, but if I had a preference, it'd be tunics and trousers. Check the fortune in my bag, okay. This is... oh, what is this? Level 10, okay. I did get a quest from it. A level 10 quest. What can I get as a quest reward? Uncle Vernon, good afternoon, good evening to you. Thanks for stopping by. It's really hard not to stay here and skin everything. I want to go into the mines soon, but yeah, I just see everything on the ground, and it's hard not to just keep skinning, you know. The druid next? Nah, it's gonna be. Listen, if anything happens to either of my alliance characters, it's gonna be paladin next. Yeah, it won the poll. I think a lot of people were not really happy when I just went like way off and like did this, but yeah, next time. Oh yeah, it's at 82 right now, Patrick. Yeah, I trained it up to the next rank and now we're at 82. The great thing is I have all the chat bubbles and everything turned off, so people could be shouting expletives at me and telling me what a horrible person I am for like skinning all these, but I'll never know, you know. Alright, everything here it can't be skinned, so let's move on. Let's head into the most dangerous part of Elwyn Forest. The mines. Highest hardcore character was level 47 Pally back on Bloodsail Buccaneers. On official, it's the warrior who is level 25? Pretty sure we hit level 25. Whoops. That was not what I wanted to do. That's a quick way to get aggro on an enemy. So much wand damage. Oh my god. Yeah, the bonus is really helping. Alright, well, we can take care of you easily enough. Yeah, the wand is OP right now. I didn't die on the 47, I retired the paladin. It was solo self-found, or as I like to call it, solo not found, because it was 11 levels and we couldn't get a new weapon. And after 11 levels of not having a new weapon and only having kind of a crappy green weapon, I couldn't kill anything. We would be fighting like green enemies, and I would have to full heal and drink to full mana after every single fight. Every single fight, even with a green enemy, was so tedious. because we just couldn't get any weapons because it was solo self-found. No auction house, no multiple dungeon runs, and I wasn't doing dungeons on the character anyway, so I didn't have a good guild at the time to like run with. So it just got too tedious for me, and I retired it. That's why eventually we will revisit the Pally on a version of the game that's not solo self-found, and probably feel much more successful at it, because it was nigh unkillable, but it also ended up not being able to kill enemies. It's like a big tank without a cannon. Yeah, it's a big tank with a pea shooter. Yes. That's kind of what it was. Yep, a giant tank, and attached to it is like a 22 caliber pistol. You could kill stuff eventually. Kind of. But here's the other thing though, it's like it wasn't even very tanky because we'd still have to full heal every single fight. Even against green enemies, we took enough damage that since we were killing it so slow, they would deal enough damage to us to get us down to half our HP. So every fight ended at half HP and 1/3 mana. And that was like, it was horrible because then we had to full heal, boom, all your mana's gone, and then you have to drink every single fight. It got way too tedious. Yeah, and it was mainly because we didn't have a weapon that was any good. Does official change anything other than death equals delete? They have a 24-hour lockout on the dungeons, so you can do dungeons more than once, but they're on the same kind of 24-hour lockout that like a heroic run would be. So you can do them once a day. Other than that, paladins still can't bubble hearth. Yeah, no bubble hearthing for pallies. I think my keyboard just got delivered. That's why my dog is exploding. It's gotta be a delivery. If he doesn't shut up, I'm gonna have to go see. I'm not gonna do that here, obviously. But I was waiting for my keyboard to be delivered, and I would love to get that going. Oh, Mike, that's right. You bought that chess piece on the auction house? The shining silver, the one with like 12 strength and like 11 stam? I forgot about that. No, you couldn't trade it. They were the solo self-found, like the rules were that you couldn't. On these servers you can. Like here we can trade. We can use the auction house, we can trade, we can mail, but on solo self-found, you couldn't use the mailbox, you couldn't use the auction house. Yeah, you were just like whatever your character found. And you could only do dungeons once, so like each character could only kill a boss one time. I got a Logitech keyboard that's like a mechanical keyboard that's the same keyboard that I have right now. Well, it's probably not the same, it's probably like an upgraded version of the one I have right now. So, it's just a basic Logitech mechanical. I forgot the like little part number of it. Oh my god, this place is deadly. I forgot its little part number. But I just looked for one that looked exactly like the one I have. Because yeah, I like this keyboard, but it's got a couple of busted keys on it at this point. I've had it for like 5 years. I don't like things that are overly designed. So, it has the number pad, it's a full-size keyboard that's like just a straight-up mechanical keyboard. And I don't like things that are overly designed or have a lot of weird like components to them or like stuff like that. Like I don't like dials, buttons. I don't like the little wrist things. That was not me. For ice, I don't know who you're talking about, but that was not me. I don't know what that's about, man. Yeah, and not ever anything I talked about me doing. Got me confused with somebody who actually has a brain in their head. You got me confused with somebody with some schooling. So that's not me, brother. I remember somebody in chat once talking to me about how they were working on their thesis. And they were talking about how they kind of had like writer's block or something, and I was explaining some of the things that I used in my training development career to like get around writer's block. But that's really all I can think of that even pertains to what you said. I'm gonna have to park myself somewhere safe really quick, I think, and go shut my dog up. The delivery has happened, the dog is now taking any chance to bark, and apparently there's, you know, nobody can deal with it besides me. So maybe I'll if he keeps barking, I'm gonna log out somewhere safe, and I'm just gonna go see what the heck's going on. It's kind of obnoxious, and I kind of want to get my keyboard. I kind of want to plug my keyboard in and use a new keyboard. I'm kind of sick of my one key coming off. The dog has a low battery alarm. The dog has a "I saw a human in the neighborhood" alarm that he goes off every time he sees a human. And I think I just got a delivery, which means he's gonna bark for like hours if I don't go shut him up. Yeah, what I tell people now is like, just don't have a dog. If you got a job where you have to be on meetings, or you do anything where you have to be on comms for like a big part of the day where you're on voice comms a lot, don't have a dog. Yeah, exactly. Just itching to bark for any fucking reason. That's exactly what it is. It's so obnoxious. He does it more so when like I'm not up there or Amy's not upstairs. He'll just bark and bark and bark. Look at the loot on the ground. And yeah, it's so bad. Like, don't have a dog. Don't have a big dog. At least if it's a little dog barking, it doesn't disrupt everything in the entire neighborhood. I'm sure my neighbors like 2 blocks away can hear the dog. It's like it's kind of embarrassing. This is crazy. This is nuts. Look at all the fucking skins. Oh my god. What is happening? I mean, you guys are seeing this, right? This is just kind of insane. This is why leather does not sell on the auction house. This is why it's pointless to do skinning and to think I'm gonna put it on the auction house, because it doesn't sell for anything. It's much better just to vendor it. Yeah, he thinks he's doing a job. That's the thing, is like he's probably kind of bored most of his day, my dog is, so he thinks like barking at people is kind of one of his jobs. And so it's like a dog will take any opportunity to do a thing they think is their job, but like we've tried to train him out of it, and he's too obtuse to be trained out of it. And I try to exercise him. I can't really walk him anymore because he sees somebody on the street, he'll do the same thing, and he's effing scary. He's effing scary, and like I'm a pretty big guy, but when he starts pulling on the leash, like watching me have to control him frightens people more than just he does. Like the amount of effort like someone my size has to exert to control the dog, I think frightens people as much as the dog himself. Because they realize like if this dog gets at them, like, and I don't think he'd attack somebody. That's the thing. I'm not gonna find out. I don't think he would attack somebody, but he sure as hell acts like he will. I can't even walk him anymore. And that used to be a way to get some of his energy out and stuff. Now all he can do is fetch in the yard. We have like a pretty deep, narrow little lot. And so I try to take him out multiple times a day and throw the ball to him and like get his energy out that way. But like, yeah, sometimes he just gets to barking and that's like, oh, this is my job. I'm gonna do my job now for fucking 20 minutes while you try to work. Like, it's bad. Texas Blue Healer. He's a Texas Blue Healer. And I thought, like, okay, a herding dog. Like, I didn't realize a herding dog was going to be an alert guard dog. That would be like a German Shepherd, I would have thought, you know. In-game how to howl? Well, the way you howl is first you start howling, and then basically you never stop. That's how you howl. I'm aware that they herd sheep. Yeah, I know that shepherds are herding dogs. Yeah. Right. I know. What I didn't realize was that a Texas Blue Heeler was gonna be like just so vocal, I guess. You know, it's just like anything. And all dogs are kind of different, so even if the dog isn't known to be like a loud breed, you can always get a dog that is loud. I don't know what's going on. For a while, some people... Look at this, is kind of crazy. Like, look at people are not looting their mobs, though. Like, look, they've stopped looting. They've stopped looting. Look, now this is not just one person with full bags, okay? What we're seeing here is somebody who just purposely did not loot. Maybe because they want to skin it, but maybe because they don't want anyone else to skin it. Yeah, I've never seen so many unlooted bodies before in my life. And it's gotta be intentional, right? This can't be just one person with full bags, okay? Oh my god, they stopped looting completely. Are you guys seeing this? Like, they literally, like, this whole section here, they didn't loot it, and it's intentional at this point. Oh my god, there's more of them. Yeah, they saw what people were doing, right? What they saw was they see a bunch of people making money, and they don't have skinning. And so somebody here decided, look, they decided to stop looting. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I'm being griefed. These fuckers are griefing me. They stopped looting their mobs. Time to report them for griefing. Yeah, look at this. They completely stopped looting, guys. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love affecting people and changing how they play the game and they don't even realize what's happening to them. Yep, enjoy not looting any of it, and then what's happening is they're hurting themselves too. Maybe they'll go back and maybe they'll loot later. Is it the same as an Australian sheepdog? It's similar to an Australian cattle dog. Yeah, Australian cattle dogs are kind of like, they're lower, their legs are a bit shorter, they're a bit stockier. The color patterns are similar. Yeah, he's blue, and like by blue I mean gray, white, and black. But Australian cattle dogs are a little bit more squat. They have a little bit of a broader face. Whereas like a Texas Blue Heeler's face is more like the shape of a German Shepherd. Xkados, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I've read lots of books about dogs and how to train them and stuff. We've tried lots of different things with this one, and no matter what we've tried, we haven't been able to train him out of like the barking or like the faux aggressiveness. The worst part of him is the aggressiveness that he shows towards people when we're out. Like, and it was weird. I thought that walking him he would get better, because I thought by walking him more often he would just get accustomed at least to the neighborhood. And he would get accustomed to the people and the dogs that we come across in the neighborhood. But the opposite seemed true. The more that I walked him, which I did for several months, like every day I'd walk him, every day I'd drop my son off at school, I'd come home and I'd walk him. And the more I walked him, the more reactive he got. To a point where like he's almost ruined my elbow. In my one arm, my elbow was like completely shot basically from him pulling on the leash so hard. And for me, I tried to like work with him through all of that for months and months and months. And he just got worse and worse to a point where like I can't walk him anymore. And kind of like I don't like having a dog that I can't walk. I don't like having a dog that I can't have around other people and be 100% sure that he's going to be safe. That's kind of the point I'm at with him. It's like I don't like having that kind of dog because I've never had that kind of dog before in my life. I've never before had a dog that I thought might attack a person or might harm somebody if I wasn't there to intervene. And that's kind of the point that he's gotten to. Yeah, it kind of sucks. And it's hard to rehome a dog like that because you have to be honest about the dog's problems. And like he's at a point where like I would not put him in a home with children. I think he might be okay for like a single dude living alone in a shitty neighborhood. A single dude living alone in a shitty neighborhood where like you need a guard dog and a dog that's kind of aggressive. He'd probably be a good fit in a place like that. But yeah, it sucks. It's a bad situation. And like the kind of person I am, like I don't really need a guard dog, especially if it's paired with like faux aggressiveness. I say faux aggressiveness because, like I said, I don't think he'd actually hurt anybody. I think he's actually more scared of everything than anything else, and that's why he reacts the way that he does. What I don't get about it is like I don't get why walking him more and more like didn't make him more at ease. Why it only seemed to make him worse. That's the part that I don't understand. Alright, we are 10 out of 10. We are good. We can now find a way out of here, maybe. Threaten to not feed him for a week. It worked in Labyrinth. I think that might make it worse. You think it's leash reactivity? Yeah. I can't have him off leash, so it's like, yeah, he might not like being on the leash. The weird thing is though, let me explain this about my dogs. Like any dog I've ever had, the very first way I train them to hike is off leash. We've had a couple of dogs at this point in our time, and the very first thing I do is I take them to hiking trails, and I hike with them off leash. And so when he was a pup, we took him to the trails. We had him off leash. He seemed comfortable. Nothing bad happened. But one of the very first things he did was he turned around. He saw a person behind us. He squared up and started barking faux aggressively. And he was only like maybe 10 or 11 weeks old at this point. Because I've always trained my dogs to walk off leash first. But the very first thing he did even off leash was he squared up at a stranger. And he started barking aggressively. And he was only a little puppy, but the way he acted was enough to scare this person. And so we went to leash after that, but it just seemed like over time he just got worse and worse. And so that's kind of the story behind that. It's like, yeah, we did try different things. And like the problem, whatever the problem is, and it could have been something that happened to him. When you get a dog that's like 8 or 9 weeks old, which is the typical age that you get a dog, you don't know what happened to them before that. You don't know how they were treated before that. You don't know anything that happened to them before they came to you. And 8 to 9 weeks is a long period of time where a lot of things can happen. And so since he was always this way, also he never liked being pet. From the very beginning as a puppy, you'd go to pet him and he would raise his mouth as if he was going to like open his mouth and kind of like shoo you away from petting him. And I've never seen a dog that didn't like to be pet. And so all I can really think is like maybe something happened to him when he was a puppy. Maybe he just spent the time in a cage and did not interact with humans. Was one of my thoughts, was maybe he wasn't necessarily mistreated, but maybe he spent a lot of time alone in a cage. Because like I said, even as a puppy, he just never wanted to be pet on his head. He never really was comfortable being pet at all. And he always had that aggressiveness towards people. And that's really all I can think is like maybe he was just put in a cage. Maybe he spent his first 8 weeks of life in a cage away from humans. That would explain like some of his behaviors. Yeah, he's not AK certified or anything, so like I don't know that they were like breeders, you know. They were people who bred dogs and they seemed fine. But like anybody can seem fine over a few phone calls and a few email interactions and a few text messages. Anybody can seem fine. But it doesn't mean that that they were fine, you know what I mean? Ultimately, there's no way to know, because you just know how people act, you know the words that people say, and you don't really know for sure anything else. I did not react to that invite in time. I will give you a buff. Yeah, we need to get out of the cave. We're done here. We can definitely get out. I feel like on the priest, I always feel really strong, but obviously, like we don't want to get too conceited here with our powers. But yeah, power word shield is pretty huge, and we're dealing so much wand damage now with this buff that it's kind of crazy. But look, suddenly we're in a layer where there are no other players around. That's kind of the dangerous thing, is like, I feel like sometimes you just shift layers, or like since there is layering, when the few people that are in your layer go away, you're left with nobody around. See, now we got a couple people coming in. But yeah, for a minute it was us alone in the mine, and that's not really a good place to be. I'm not finding the way out today. I thought I had this mine like basically memorized. It turns out that's wrong, and I don't. We might be stuck down here until my Hearthstone is up. I'm not thinking clearly as it is, and now I can't find which one of these leads out. It's not this one. Let's just go around the entire room and we can kind of rule them out. I thought one of these like led right out. Maybe it's this one. I see light at the end of the tunnel. No, this isn't it. Oh, the Horde flag. Yeah, it is a Horde flag. I didn't switch it. Yeah, there's an Alliance flag back there, and it only takes me like a couple of minutes to switch them. I got little command hooks that are like, you can pinch them and they grab it. But I didn't switch them. Yeah. Tactical, I am looking at the minimap, man. I can't read the minimap because I'm an idiot. I see it now. I can't read the minimap. No. Now the minimap is just kind of like garbo to me. I can't read the minimap in tunnel systems like this. It just doesn't register with me. I see now, but like no. I was definitely looking at it. I thought maybe we'd go up elevation, like get out. I can't read the mini-maps in this game. I can't read a map in real life to save my life, probably. So, I'm not a navigator. I'm the person that loses their car in the Walmart parking lot. You know, like I put my car somewhere. I could look up at a sign that says a letter. I don't do it. I get out of the place and I don't know where my car is. Like, that's the person you're dealing with here.
Hey there. Safe travels.
Nice, level 8. Alright, so let's go back to Goldshire. We'll train level 8. And then maybe we go to Dunmorrow. It's so pretty here in Elwyn. It's so pretty. Is it going to be pretty in Dunmorrow at this time of day? I don't know. We could probably do the Murloc one. That could be okay. Do you think maybe like Leatrix maps would have a map of the dungeon? Maybe, or of the cave system. It might. Oh, you son of a! This is why you guys saw me stand right on it. I went to stand right on it because I really didn't want someone to steal it from me. Herbalism is not going to happen in the PM. If I'm playing this character in the evening with more people on, I doubt Herbalism is going to do well. We'll see how well it does in Dunmorrow. It has dungeon maps but nothing for caves. Irakli, good evening to you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Rockley, she's fine. I have a comment up top. Basically, like if I can stream in the evenings, I'm gonna plan on playing on the Defias Pilager server. So if I do an evening stream, it'll be the priest. During the day, it'll be the warrior. And I don't always do an evening stream. I try to as much as I can. But whenever I do, we'll be here.
Good day to you.
And sometimes the evening stream is like the 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. stream. Sometimes it's not like, sometimes it's the late afternoon stream.
See you around. Have a good one.
I supply only the finest goods.
Am I still playing Wrath? Not right now. Nope, I'm not playing Wrath right now. There's about 17 people playing Wrath right now. I think a lot of people who are interested in Classic are playing either Hardcore or Classic era Hardcore. There are people who are playing Wrath who are like really stuck in Wrath, but no, I did my Heroic ++ runs on the Paladin, and one day we'll probably get a DPS alt leveled up to take into Cataclysm, but for right now, this is where I want to be. They put the Joyous Journey in the game permanently now. So like whenever I do want to go back to Wrath, we're still going to have the Joyous Journey.
Go with honor, friend.
Let's go fight some Murlocs and maybe we can wrap up that stuff down at the farms before we head over to Dunmorrow. Oh, we have to heal this guy and fortify him. Alright, there was a trick to this, and it had to do with the spell ranks, I thought. Yeah, I don't know what it was. What is going on? Yeah, I don't understand this quest. Somebody explained it to me last time we were here. What PC desktop am I running on? Like, what are my computer specs? I have a 3070 graphics card, and I have a processor and some RAM. I have a pretty decent PC, but it's not like a Co-Carnage PC or an Asmongold PC. When I built it, it was $2,100. Rank 2 I thought I did cast rank 2 because oh, maybe I didn't. No, because rank 2 is not on my bar. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Mike. Is that what it is? Let's do that. There's the heal. And the forfeit. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I knew it was something stupid with the spell ranks. I thought I had rank 2 out, but apparently I never did. He runs off. I didn't realize he runs off. That's awesome. He didn't get far, though. Am I gonna play retail, like, in my life again? Probably at some point in my life. Probably the next expansion at this point. Nothing that they're really doing in Dragonflight has me excited for any of the gameplay. None of the gameplay is really exciting to me. And, yeah. I don't like mythics. I think mythics are kind of toxic and garbage. Because I don't like time trial stuff. And I don't have a retail guild, so I can't raid. And I don't really have a big interest in retail raids anyway. Because like in a retail raid, the gear that you get in a retail raid is going to be outdated by the next like semi-patch. So like, yeah, gear I get in one patch, I'm going to immediately replace all of it or need to replace all of it. And they do a lot of patches these days, which is really good for people who are playing, but like, I just don't want to spend my time on it. Like doing stuff at endgame in retail, just it feels like a waste of my time. Yeah, they have to do something, like, the gameplay has to be more fun, like, at endgame, like, I don't know. I'm not really a big endgame guy. A journey before destination. When they can make retail feel like a journey again, then I will be much more interested in playing retail. And I don't know how you do that, I don't know how they do it. When the game has to cater to people who do Mythic Plus, when the game has to cater to Mythic Raiders, I don't know how you make the game feel like a journey ever again. So maybe they won't. Maybe they'll focus that on Classic and we'll get Classic Plus. But yeah, whenever 11.0 comes out, I'll check that out. But I have no plans to play retail in the immediate future. Have I tried Final Fantasy XIV? Yeah. Yeah, I played all the way through Shadowbringers. I never played Endwalker. But, yeah. Like, for me, like, I love Final Fantasy as an IP. And I think that Final Fantasy XIV has, like, the best JRPG story that exists in video games. But to me, it's not an MMO. It's an MMO when you're doing instance content, okay? When you're doing, like, raids and dungeons, then it's an MMO. But when you're playing through the game, it's just an MSQ. That's what it's not an MMO, it's an MSQ. And so it doesn't have the feel of an MMO anymore. When A Realm Reborn first came out and you had to do side questing and you had to do like the guild levies and you had to do all the side stuff to level up, then it felt like an MMORPG. But when they realized that they had to streamline it because they had over 200 hours of MSQ, now you just play through the MSQ. Everybody's journey is exactly the same. And as I said, I'm not really like a huge endgame person. So even though I hear the endgame stuff in Final Fantasy is like really good as far as like their raid difficulties and stuff, that's not really the part of MMO that appeals to me. But I have played it. And I love Final Fantasy just in general. Johnny, you're deleting retail? Yeah, I've thought about uninstalling it to save myself the hard drive space. Yeah. That's actually, I need to do that. It's actually not, yeah, I should do that right away. Yeah, just to save the gigs. I don't plan to log into it, so. The 10.2 patch was revealed. It's the Emerald Dream. It just seems more of the same exact kind of content. Like I said, when they figure out how to make it feel like a journey, then I'll give a shit. When they find a way to make me feel like the things I do in the game matter for my character, then I'll care. But it's like an ARPG. It's just like you get gear so quickly, and then you throw it away, and then you get more gear, and then you throw it away, and then you farm up this currency, and then you throw it away, and then you farm up another currency, and it's like, that's not a journey. That's hardly even a video game. It's not an RPG. Like, so I don't know. I think retail will always have its audience, but I think they're gonna have a different type of audience than WoW has had in the past. They're adding Pathfinder to retail in the next major patch. It sounds bad because of your reaction, Whitney, but what does that mean exactly? I'm not sure what that is. I could speculate. It sounds like auto running almost, but I don't know what that is. Oh, for the other flying mounts. So they're gonna take you into the Emerald Dream, but you're still gonna be flying around, basically. I don't know. Yeah, it just seems like all the same content, just over and over again. None of it seems interesting. None of it seems exciting. And I don't like the story. I don't like the story. I don't think the characters feel like Warcraft characters. I don't think the vibe of the story has a Warcraft vibe. I don't know. A lot would have to change for me to be interested in wasting my time there. Anubis, hello. You have a good one too, man. Thank you for stopping by. Like, what I like about Classic, especially Classic era Classic, is that every single thing you do matters. Everything you do, every step of your journey, it all comes together and it all matters. Every mob you skin, every silver you get, like, it matters. And in retail, firstly, we can all agree that nothing you do matters until you're max level. Are there any arguments against that? Like, nothing, unless you're talking about collecting appearances and stuff. Nothing you do matters until you hit max level in retail at all. The leveling portion of it, even leveling through the current content, it's just filler. It's a time gate. You're basically just watching a bar fill from left to right while you wait to hit level, where anything you do can have any meaning at all. And so that's like the basis of the design of the game, is that nothing matters until endgame. But then when you look at the endgame, and you look at the content cadence and how quickly like new raids come out, and how quickly gear is outdated, and you realize that not only does nothing matter while you're leveling up, but nothing matters. And that's why the game is really good for people who are collectors. Retail is really good for people that like to collect transmog, and who like to collect mounts, and who like to collect pets. Because that's progress that you can start at level 1, and you can keep going with that progress through your entire journey. But if you're not a collector, it's almost like absolutely nothing you do matters. Yeah, and then like, you know, they want you to buy stuff on the store. They want you to go to the trading post. Like you hit level 10 and you get out of Exile's Reach, and the very first thing the game wants you to do is go to the trading post. It doesn't want to send you on an adventure. It doesn't want to let you find your way in this awesome world. It wants you to go talk to the trading post guy. So that when you see bundles on the store that have tendies included in them, you'll want to buy them because you're like, oh, look at all the cool shit I can buy in the trading post. I don't need to be fighting these murlocs anymore. In fact, it's a categorically bad idea to do so. At least they don't make you open the in-game shop. Yeah, not yet, Shadow. Yeah, at least when you log in, it doesn't open the in-game shop like in ESO and shit. Yeah, sure. At least they don't automatically open the in-game shop when you log into the game. We're probably like a couple patches away from that happening. I mean, they make you go to the trading post right away, and the trading post is not the in-game shop. But now that you can get tendies from the in-game shop by buying other items, it's kind of the same thing. Johnny, enjoy dinner, man. I will be safe. We will always have fun, and I don't plan on dying. We'll see you next time. And I think like ultimately like retail is now made for a different player base. And so like yeah, I can't even say like you can't say that it's bad. It may be good for the people that it is catering to. But I think for people who want like an RPG journey that matters, where we want to feel significance in all of our actions, I don't know if retail is ever going to be a game for people like us. Yeah, they're probably going to be sold flat out soon, Shadow. Right now you can get them, you just have to buy like stupid little things and you'll get some tendies with that.
Hello.
You buy like a little bracelet and you get 200 tendies, you know? Yeah, but eventually they'll just sell them on the store. It's clearly like the way that they're going with it.
Have a good one.
And that's what the game is for. The game is for the 1% of people who like to do mythics and mythic raiding. And the game is for people who like to collect stuff. And that's fine. Though that's absolutely fine to have a game like that. I will say that game is going to have a much lower playership than a game that has those things and focuses on a big journey where your actions matter. So they can lock in their audience and they can have those people. But ultimately, like, and the current numbers reflect this, it's going to be a much smaller number of people who like that game than it was in the past.
How are you?
They're at like half playership from Shadowlands.
See you later.
They have one of the most robust release schedules for content that we've ever seen in World of Warcraft. And the player numbers are at half the value they were in Shadowlands, which was the worst expansion to ever happen to WoW. So if you're cranking out content at an alarming rate, and you have half of the playership as you had during your worst expansion, I don't know. You're not making a game for everybody anymore. You're making a game for a very niche group of people. And you're just desperately trying to hold on to those people.
For the Alliance.
And the thing is, like, they don't have to care about the playership as long as they're banking money off the store. As long as whales exist and people exist who like habitually spend money on the cash shop, as long as they're selling WoW tokens and stuff like that, like they don't have to care, because even though playership is way down, revenue's up. Revenue's up because the people that are stuck in retail are the people that are going to be most likely to spend more money on the game. So while playership goes down, the money goes up. Inner Nightmare, yeah, we have a guild going, absolutely. Am I ever gonna get to talk to this guy again? Or is this not him? Am I looking at a different quest tournament? Is this the one upstairs? This might not be him, it might be up, yeah, it's not, okay, good. I was gonna lose my mind.
King's honor, friend. Farewell.
Oh, look at that, oh, we don't really need it.
Go with honor, friend.
We don't
Light
really
be
need it.
with you.
We need renew, we need fade.
Light bless you.
Do I think the retail shop is supporting Classic Era and Wrath? The retail shop is supporting WoW. So if retail has to make money for Classic and Wrath to exist, then yeah, maybe. I don't know. They don't tell us real numbers because Blizzard is not accustomed to being truthful, honest, transparent, upfront, or anything. So they don't really tell us real numbers. So all we can really do is just speculate. What they don't realize, what probably frustrates them, because like they have the numbers, okay? And it must really frustrate somebody to see that more people are playing classic hardcore than are doing the current endgame content in retail. By probably lots. By lots and lots and lots. There are more people doing exactly what I'm doing right now, running around at level 8 in Elwyn Forest, than there are people competitively clearing mythic 20 plus keys or clearing mythic raids. And that must really like frustrate them, or they don't give a shit. Or they're absolutely fine designing a game for 1% of people to enjoy. And for 5% of people to spend lots and lots and lots of money in, to own cosmetics and mounts and stuff like that. I like the story of Legion, and I think Illidan's a badass. You know, I am my scars shatters the Naru, like most badass moment in Warcraft. I want Warcraft to be like that again, story-wise. But no, Legion was the beginning of the end of the game for me, because Legion introduced the infinite AP grind, where you had to grind your AP infinitely. They bolted on a system, they were going to flush it down the toilet at the end of the expansion, and they knew this. And they compelled people to feel like they had to log in every day and clear every single world quest on the map in order to farm your artifact power. And prior to that, like, you know, at the time I was working a corporate job, I was traveling around a lot, teaching classes, and I couldn't spend all that time AP farming, and I felt like every time I did raid, I was holding my raid team back. By the time BFA continued the infinite AP grind, I had to stop raiding. Because I couldn't get out and grind on my world quest every day. So I like Legion like conceptually, but it was the beginning of the end of the game for me. It's a weird counter juxtaposition, like favorite storytelling moments, but like worst feeling of an actual systems-based expansion.
Safe travels.
Sylvanas' Horde Scream would have been good if anything about her character had turned out to be written in a genuine way. They could have told a story where she did unexpectedly become War Chief. They could have told a story where she unexpectedly became War Chief and became a great War Chief, and it would have been a really good arc for her character to go down. Instead, they made her go insane. They pulled a last season of Game of Thrones on it, and the dumbass in charge of the story at the time, some drunk motherfucker doing cubicle crawls and like molesting associates, like some guy like that determined that she was going to burn down the world tree, and all that stuff. And then we got Steve Denuzer's "It was a plan all along, a story in 3 acts. The jailer's been with us the whole time, but we did." Then we got his dumb shit, and no, they ruined Sylvanas, and that was it, you know. And now we have a Disney Pixar movie. Now we have Disney Pixar's Dragons, with Alex Straza having heartfelt conversations with the Black Dragon brothers, going through their daddy issues. What we don't have is Warcraft anymore. We don't have These Are My Scars. We don't have For the Horde. We don't have Sourfang. Like, we have something else, and it's just not as compelling, and it's just not as fun, you know.
What can I do for you?
Do we need anything here? No, I'm running around Stormwind, just chatting it up. We're going to the tram eventually. Whenever I get my head out of my ass, we're going to the tram. It is true. It's true because most of the developers that work at Activision Blizzard, they're corporate employees who grew up on Disney. And now that they're in their mid to late 20s and have taken several solo vacations to Disney just to hang out because they love it so much, that's the main thing that like inspires them creatively. The main thing that inspires most of the game designers, story writers, and artists at Blizzard who are working there now are people who grew up on the new Disney. And so of course the shit that they create starts to look like Disney and sound like Disney and feel like Disney. And that's fine. Disney does some great stuff. But it isn't Warcraft. It's not Warcraft. And it doesn't feel like Warcraft anymore. And that's bad for people who like Warcraft. You know? They're making love, not Warcraft. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're making love, not Warcraft. Something. I don't know. I wish it would change, but it's probably not going to. Elin, I'm doing well, man. Thanks for being here. If you've got a character name, if you pop it into chat, someone should be able to get you. Yeah, it's not big hairy dudes beating up other hairy dudes anymore. Yeah, basically, yeah. You know, that's what Asmund says, and he's not wrong. It can be more. You know, it can be more than that. But when you take all of that out of it, when you take all the grittiness out of it, when you take all of like the badass moments out of it, when you take like when you take all that out of it, it just isn't Warcraft anymore. It's something else. It's just something else. And that's why I say retail is a game for people that play retail. And if you're a person that enjoys retail, that's awesome. But it's just not Warcraft like it was, and so therefore a lot of people are not as into it. It's catering to a different kind of person. Justin, good evening, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, Auntie, I mean, you're right. Yeah, they might not know how to, but ultimately, I think it's that they don't want to. They don't even want to make the game like that. They want to make the game what they want it to be. For their generation and for their Californian lifestyle and for their way of thinking. They want to make the game what they want it to be. And they're not interested in carrying on the legacy that is Warcraft. They are not people who played Warcraft 3 because they were like 2 years old or possibly not even conceived of when Warcraft 3 came out. And so it's not just that they're not capable of doing it, because they probably could figure it out, but they don't want to. That's the biggest problem, is that they don't want Warcraft to feel like Warcraft anymore. That's it. They don't want Warcraft to feel like Warcraft. They want it to feel like how they want it to feel like. Yep, they want to make something that they feel good about, that gives them the warm fuzzies. And they don't want to, and they probably tell themselves the world is full of depressing shit. Why would we want to make a story full of war and anguish and suffering and fighting? Because it's fucking fantasy. It's fantasy. It's a fantasy game. It's called Warcraft. If you don't want to make Warcraft, go work for Square Enix. Go work on Final Fantasy 14. Oh, what? You don't speak Japanese? Too bad. Tough. Go work on a different game. Go work for Coca-Cola, for all I care. But if you're a person sitting there at Blizzard and you don't want Warcraft to feel like Warcraft because you don't agree with the themes that used to be present in Warcraft, if you're that person, please go get another fucking job somewhere else. And let somebody take your job who wants Warcraft to feel like Warcraft. Someone who wants to be a steward for the IP. And someone who wants to carry it forward into the future while also remaining true to what it has been. Please let that person take the job instead. And go work designing stuffed animals somewhere. Go work for Build-A-Bear doing art for them. I don't know. Yeah, Christy Golden. Yeah, she's okay. Yeah, she's okay. She has a grasp. Well, and the thing about it though is her fiction and writing is directly controlled by the people in charge at Blizzard. Like, she doesn't get a lot of free reign on, like, what she puts in or how she writes characters. Now, from, like, a writing perspective, yeah, they should utilize their novel writers for, like, the actual dialogue writing. Because to be fair, all the dialogue in the game is written very badly. All the dialogue scenes in retail, not only are they not the kinds of scenes that I would like to see in Warcraft, they're also not written well. The dialogue is also not very good. The voice acting is often very good. Unless it's a villain, because if it's a villain talking, they have the worst Saturday morning cartoon villain voice that you could ever imagine. So sometimes the voice acting is good, but the actual dialogue writing, especially compared to games like Final Fantasy XIV, it's bad. And if they pulled in some of their novel writers, like Questie Golden, they could probably improve the quality of their written dialogue. At least for the cutscenes. At least for cutscenes that they think are going to be good, for conversations that they think are going to be good, because I don't know if they realize it, but their writing kind of sucks. And the reason it sucks is because they don't actually employ writers. They employ story designers and quest designers and story leads. They don't have a team of just actual writers. And so the dialogue is kind of bad compared to basically anything else. Would Asmongold make a good director? No. Asmongold makes a good Asmongold. And I think he knows that.
Need assistance? Off and away.
Asmongold would make a good consultant. They should consult with people who play Warcraft and who have brains. And yeah, Asmongold would be a good consultant, but they're fine to demonize and hate him, as opposed to listening to any of his like thoughts as a person who has played the game for an incredible amount of time. But director, no. Consultant, yes, absolutely. For Blizzard. Good writing requires a level of risk that corporations would never use. That's a good point, Rook. Yeah, because good writing is gonna be. They have to write in a way that is politically acceptable for their agenda. So whatever the corporate agenda is, and it's California, so we can figure it out. They have to write in such a way that adheres to that agenda. And so yeah, they can't actually write anything with soul, because if they do that, they might infringe upon a topic or represent characters or topics in a way that would not be politically sound for the corporation. Yeah, that's a good point. Mm-hmm.
Watch your back.
Oh yeah, they hate the guy. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's funny, you know that someone's right though when like the fucking president of the company calls out someone like Asmongold. It's so cringe because like if he was wrong about anything that he said, they could just ignore the guy. You know, they would ignore him. They'd be like, "Oh, this loser, he's stupid and wrong." But they know his points are valid, so the guy like feels the need to call him out. Because he doesn't play the game. He's talking about how he doesn't play the game because he doesn't find it fun. And the president calls him out and he says, "Well, you don't play the game, so why can you have an opinion?" His fucking opinion is that the game is boring, that it's not worth his time, and therefore he doesn't play it. And then your response to that is, "Well, you don't even play the game." Like, what kind of shit is that? It doesn't even make sense. No, he doesn't play the game. He's complaining about the things that are stopping him from enjoying the game. So yeah, he doesn't play the game because he doesn't find it enjoyable. Just like a lot of us are not playing retail because we don't find it enjoyable. You can't listen to somebody explain why they don't find it fun and then say, "You're stupid, you only say this because you don't play." What? What? Auntie, he might not, but like I said, I'm pretty sure he's aware of himself. Like, he knows exactly what he is and what he can do, and that's why he does what he does. Miguel, can anybody join the guild? If you put your character name, you can join the guild. Yeah. Now staying in the guild, it depends on what happens next. Yeah, they're telling someone who played your game for 15 years that they don't play the game and that's why they have a bad take. Take some mental gymnastics, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You're talking to somebody who's played more of the game than many, many people. And think about don't think about just the amount of years Asmon has played. Think about the amount of fucking hours that he has played in those years. Think about the amount of hours that he has played in those years. And then to tell somebody that they have a bad take when their take is just simply about how they don't find the game enjoyable, and the response to that take is that, oh, you just don't understand because you don't play. It's like, no, I understand that I don't want to play because the shit I see in the game looks like hot garbage and I'm not into it. It doesn't have the vibe, it doesn't have the systems, it doesn't have the fights I want. It's so weird. Danny, thank you so much for the membership, man. Welcome. I appreciate that. I'm probably being loud, Ryan. Here, let me tone myself down a bit. Yeah, that should be a little better. And sometimes I lean in like this. Someone told me in a comment on YouTube the other day that my microphone sounded a little quiet. So I might have got one guide into cranking it up a little bit. Also, I turned the music way down because we were in Stormwind. So let me turn the music back up, and that'll probably help compensate. I appreciate it though. Yeah, it was probably a bit loud. It's probably much better now. Especially when I'm getting kind of animated.
Off with you.
It helps to have it dampened a little bit. I forgot one. Where did I forget one? Oh, here we go. Yeah, Justin, thanks, man.
Great to meet you.
It is a cool shirt. My wife got it for me at some point. Like most of the cool stuff I own, my wife got it for me at some point. On my own, I'd probably just be wearing like white t-shirts. Like bags of them would work. What's the plan? Having four to 5 level 20 characters? Yeah, Andrews. That's my life plan. Yeah, I've got it all written out. The plan is to do what I want and to have fun on my channel. Yeah, I seeded the warrior today for a bit because I was sick and under the weather, and I didn't want to get the warrior killed at level 25, and I wanted to have an alliance guild. But yeah, let's just say that my only goal is to have 4 to 5 level 20 characters. Let's go with that. That makes a lot of sense, man. Nemo, you switch from Paladin to Rogue, and you're having much more fun? Yes. Yeah. Yes, you will have much more fun on the Rogue. Will you be as survivable on the Rogue? No. But you will have more fun while you are alive. That is absolutely true. Rook, you're curious why I've been choosing Dunmorrow to level in recently? I'm doing what's called zone hopping. So in Classic Era, you don't want to just follow the quest through in one zone where you start. Because what'll happen is you'll get behind the leveling curve. So the monsters that you'll be fighting will be much higher level than you eventually. And in Hardcore, you don't want monsters to be even 1 or 2 levels higher than you. So in order to stay ahead of the leveling curve, as we say, you have to zone hop to the other race's starting area. And so that's why you've seen me do a similar thing multiple times. Because it is actually the thing that you want to be doing, especially when you're in Classic Era, but especially when you're playing Hardcore, because you want to be ahead of the leveling curve as much as you can. You want to be doing quests that are green as much as you can, and we'll get to that point. But yeah, so that's a brief explanation of that. Yeah, that there are enough quests, but they're just, yeah, Nemo, they're just not all in a linear line. Like, there are enough quests, you can find them, but you do have to explore the world, you have to zone hop, you have to go to places that are kind of far away, because they didn't design it as like a linear experience like the Final Fantasy XIV MSQ. It was designed like an actual MMORPG, which means you get breadcrumbs that lead you to some of these distant places, and you're supposed to like investigate those breadcrumbs and do some leveling over there. And then you go back. So in a little while, we would go back to Elwyn Forest. We'll jump back and forth a couple of times. And then we'll do the same thing between Westfall and Loch Modan. Buffs. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, it's an actual MMORPG. Yeah, I don't even like to use the word old school. It's just an actual MMORPG. And it was that way until Cataclysm, basically. It was an actual MMORPG, you know, until Cataclysm. And then it was kind of like something else. That's another point too, Justin, is like, yes, jumping from zone to zone, like, can stave off kind of boredom, or you just kind of get sick of seeing the same skybox or the same scenery, yeah. Whitney, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Shadow, I secretly want to play retail. No, I really don't. I wish I did, man. I wish that I could enjoy all versions of WoW. Nothing would make me happier than to enjoy retail. Marcin, I don't do what you would call a job. Yeah. The last job I did, I was a corporate training designer for 8 years. I wrote curriculums, designed them, and then I taught the trainers that would go to teach the associates. And I did that for about 8 years. And then 2020 happened, and I don't do that anymore. And after I'd given 10 years total to the company, and after spending 10 years with the company, and for them just to cut me loose in the manner that they did, I kind of decided I was never going to take that journey again. And now I'm where I'm at. Have I looked at Starfield? I looked at Starfield on my Xbox Series X. Realized that Bethesda created a game that was an Xbox exclusive, but that only ran in 30 frames a second. I puked into my shirt, rubbed it onto my chest, and I uninstalled the game because it looked like effing garbage. Yep. That's what I did with Starfield. Also, like, and as soon as I did that, after I puked into my shirt and uninstalled the game, I installed Mass Effect Legendary Edition. And I played the first few hours of that, and I was like, oh my god, an actual good space sci-fi RPG with a soul. And a color palette that doesn't include just browns, grays, and blacks. Amazing. That was my experience with Starfield. Yeah, it's an Xbox exclusive, and it can only run in 30 FPS. Whereas every other game has what's called a performance mode and a cinematic mode, whereby the performance mode will allow you to play in 60 FPS, like what the human eyeball can see, and not make you feel like you're playing on a Nintendo Switch. Yeah. But what about Star Citizen? We're not going to talk about Star Citizen. We'll talk about Star Citizen if it actually ever comes out, which it won't. Yeah, and LOFA says loading screen simulator. Yeah, also the fact that apparently the devs never played No Man's Sky. So the first time I was in the spaceship, and I was trying to fly towards the planet. I was like, we'll accelerate and we'll fly around. Oh no, I gotta go into the map and select the system. Okay, what about landing on the planet? I'll just fly towards the planet. Oh no, I don't ever get to atmospherically enter a planet for my ship. Oh, okay. So you guys never played No Man's Sky. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean. If people like it, that's fine. It's a Bethesda game, and maybe I just don't like Bethesda games. But seriously, the most friction that happened that stopped me from ever getting to a point to enjoy it was the fact that it ran like ass. Yeah, right. In 5 years, I bet it'll be 60 FPS on the consoles. Yeah, 5 years from now. Oh yeah, BioWare. Don't trust BioWare either. Yeah. No, that they won't make a game again the way like the Mass Effect trilogy. Like they'll never make games of that caliber ever again. It won't happen. Yeah, Dragon Age Origins, great game. Old game, great game. When we do see Dragon Age 4, it's probably gonna be garbage. If we ever see it. Because it, like many other games, is just stuck in development hell. And might never see the light of day. And it never seeing the light of day might be for the best at this point. Yeah, and Inquisition was not even as bad as Dragon Age 4 will be. Like, Inquisition, they dumbed down a lot of things. It was less of an RPG. Like, Inquisition wasn't necessarily a bad game. It was just, like, really super streamlined and felt drastically different. Have I ever thought about putting these into podcast audio form? Not really. I guess I assume that if people just want to listen, they just fire up YouTube and they just kind of like ignore the audio when they listen, right? I never really thought that like a different format would... Oh god, what's happening here? Is this person in a bad spot? This person might be in a bad spot. But they have it all tagged, so I'm not really inclined to help. Yeah, I never thought about it. I thought like I think a lot of people, they just kind of listen while they're doing other stuff, and they probably just fire it up on YouTube and put the phone in their pocket and although I guess maybe if you don't have YouTube Premium, can you still listen to YouTube on your phone if you darken your screen if you don't pay for YouTube Premium? I guess I don't know that. You can't if you don't have Premium. Oh, okay. I've had Premium for so long that that just occurred to me. Because when I would go to the gym, I would sometimes turn on like Taliesin or I'd turn on like a Bellular vid, and I would just darken my screen and I would still listen through my earbuds to whatever it was. You know, I wasn't watching it at all, but I was listening. But I guess that is a perk of having Premium. I didn't think about that till now. In that case, what you said makes sense. In that case, it could make sense to do just an audio only. Because yeah, but then I wonder like yeah, it would have to be somewhere else. It couldn't be through YouTube, right? When do I switch zones in the early levels? At level 8. At level 8 I go to the other starting area, yeah. And then I do like the level 6, 7, and 8 stuff, and then I go back. We're close to 11. Oh, you, Mike, you're level 11. I'm like, wait, we didn't level yet. We're not even level 11. We're level 8. You threw me off there, brother. Level 11 already. You level obviously much faster than I was so close to leveling that I thought you were referencing me. Not only am I not leveled, I'm not level 11 yet. Hey, there's level 9 by discovering Chillbreeze Valley though. There we go. That's awesome. Huh. Yeah, I level slowly. I do everything kind of slowly. And if I don't do it slowly, I just usually do it poorly. So it's like, it's a trade-off. It can be slow and okay, or it can be like, I can go fast and probably F up and get killed. I was willing to believe that somehow we were level 11 and I hadn't noticed. It's the catharsis of leveling on the priest, is that like I don't really have to be worried about stuff. So I just kind of get into a flow and I just keep going. 1 to 60 in 3 weeks, that geez. Yeah, I can't do that. I'd have to play too much. At the speed I level, I'd have to play too much. Yeah, for hardcore how I play, like, it helps. Also, like, if I weren't streaming, I'd probably level a little bit faster, you know? If I weren't having a chat with you guys, then I could probably level a little bit faster. To be honest, it probably wouldn't be, like, substantially faster. But it would probably be a little bit faster. Damn, yeah, see, I don't usually do 6 hours a day. Sometimes I get close. Like today will probably be close to 6 hours overall. But that'll be across 2 different characters. Safe thing to do? Blame chat. No, it's not. Because like I said, if I wasn't wanting to have a conversation with you guys, I'd probably only level a little bit faster. If anything, like having conversations with you guys is what keeps me alive. I got so many more characters killed in the immersive recorded stuff when we weren't having a chat. No, I never blame my chat for anything that happens. Once you have the PC, you won't have to step off to let your wife play, Mike. And then yeah, you'll probably be able to play even more. There are suddenly we're surrounded by herbs and by enemies. Imagine that. I think we're fine. The power of the priest. Do I think Blizz will add the Dragonflight UI to Classic? Like yeah, the new UI? Maybe. They added the menus and stuff, like the interface menus are all different. I don't know, maybe, I think if they did it, it would probably be for like Wrath of the Lich King. It'd be for post, we call it post-era Classic. So for post-era Classic, yes. For Classic Vanilla, no. But I think for post-era Classic it would be okay. Like Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm. But I don't think they would ever do that for Classic Era. Like a switch you could flip on and off? Yeah, that would be cool. Since it would be a cool thing to offer people, I don't think they would do it. Yeah, Hat, check out the comment up top. TLDR, like, I was really sick today. I'm still sick. You can probably hear it in my voice. And in how much I'm wheezing. I just heard myself wheeze through the microphone like, oh, that's attractive. Yeah, I'm sick today, and I almost got the warrior killed, and I decided, hey, this would be a good time just to go ahead and start up on Defias Pilager and get our guild going, which I had planned to do on Monday. I had planned to start this character Monday night. But in lieu of getting our warrior killed due to being overly medicated on cough syrup, I did this. So yeah, she's fine though. Yeah, Ryan, my kid got me sick. I can't even blame it on the weather. He was in school for 4 days before he got a cold. We went all summer relatively healthy. And then he was back in school for 4 days. And then he came home with a bug. And I got it bad. He's getting over it now. He's like, he's better. And I'm worse. And it happened on a week when my wife's been out of town on a vacation all week. She's been in Kansas City visiting friends, and she's visiting friends, and she's getting to work at the office because her office, like H&R Block World headquarters, is there, and that's technically where she works, except she does it from home. So yeah, she got to have a little vacay, and I think she's gonna miss out on the illness. She's very lucky. Hat, I love just wanding on the priest. It's my favorite thing. I love power word shield, wand, and forget. Yeah, I love it. Especially because it I can have conversations. I don't have to be pressing as many buttons. I like it a lot. It's like my favorite thing. I love being a melee caster and just like wanding everything down. I was kind of I want to make my way up to Brunel Village to pick up the level 6 quest up here. I should focus up just a little bit. Yeah, I really love it. To each their own. Yeah, some people need to press a lot of buttons to have fun. I'm more of an old school person. I don't need to press a lot of buttons to have fun. Ash, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And if you fall asleep, have a good rest, brother. Remember when Blizz made a huge deal about unpruning? Yeah. Yeah, I remember them pruning and I remember them unpruning, and now retail has too many buttons to push. Like I don't like pushing all the buttons. I like having buttons that I don't always have to push. When they unpruned, they were just like, here's a bunch more buttons that you have to push all the time. Hey, look, they're all on 30-minute to 1-minute cooldowns. Have fun. Hope you got weak auras. Yeah. I just like the classes to be like a little bit more straightforward and simple. I'm a more straightforward and simple person. And so that makes sense. Lisa, good evening. Thanks for being here. I really don't want to fight these gnomes yet. I don't need to be over this far. Am I feeling better? You know, yeah, I got through my day, and I didn't end up feeling worse. So my voice is still kind of wrecked. I'm still medicated. What I realized last night was I was taking Dayquil instead of NyQuil because the medicine was blue. So today I have Dayquil and NyQuil now. So tonight I hope I can get more sleep. What really messed me up was just not getting any sleep last night. And it was because when I did take medicine, apparently it was Dayquil and not NyQuil. Because apparently it's all blue now.
Watch your
And to me, blue is the nighttime color. I don't take cough syrup very much, so like I just didn't think
I
about
have
it.
the finest wires in the land.
I'm hoping with a good night's sleep tomorrow will be a much better day for me. Maybe I'll be able to play the warrior without getting it killed.
See you soon.
The winter thing, they changed the coloring. Yeah, like now you can either get them and they're both blue, or you get them and they're both orange. If it's Dayquil. The Tylenol equivalent, like the morning one is orange and the nighttime one is blue. But for Dayquil, NyQuil, yeah, you either get them as both orange and honey flavored, or you get them as both blue and then they have more of like a minty, flavory thing going on. Let's see. Probably be okay to hearth back and get that one turned in. Exactly, Ryan. I saw that the orange was honey flavored. I'm like, man, that sounds bad for a medicine. I don't really want it to be honey flavored, yeah. I want it to taste like medicine. If I take my medicine, I want it to taste like it. Alright, guys, speaking of medicine, we've been going for a couple hours. I am going to stop here for the evening. Thank you guys so much for being here and for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate you guys. I'm going to try to do the evening stuff as much as I can. I know some of you guys can't get on and check out the daytime streams, so as often as I can, I'm going to get on here in the PM, and we will be playing on Defias Pillagers. In the daytime tomorrow, we'll be back on the warrior, assuming that I am feeling well enough to not get her killed. So yeah, thank you guys again. As always, take care of yourselves out there in the real world, and take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.